Welcome back. I'm Marco Lamano. One was born without a right hand, the other without an elbow and 3 fingers. And yet, the music soars past these supposed limitations, and you can hear these musicians in a free performance this weekend. The Sarasota Performing Arts Center Foundation is hosting Adrian, Anantawan, and Leigh McAllister at Common Ground at the Bay for a musical Sunday. Welcome, both of you. So happy to have you, and I'm really looking forward to sharing the sounds coming from your instruments. But first, a little bit about the both of you. I'll start with you, Adrian, because when I was hearing about you even before you came, they were talking about your disability advocacy. What got you into playing violin, especially at a level that I'm reading where you went to, I think, Harvard and Yale and did performances, and you've made the rounds.
Well, thank you, Marco. It's a pleasure to be here. And you're right, I was born with a visible disability. As folks can see, I am missing my right hand. And when I was in 5th grade, our teacher all wanted us to try to play the recorder. And because it had too many holes in the instrument, I wasn't able to play. So my parents and I started looking at different options, and the violin was chosen not because it was the most practical instrument, but because it was the most beautiful. And I worked with a bunch of engineers and prosthetists to come up with this device here, where it's essentially a plaster cast. I used that as a bowl holder, and I've been able to perform ever since.
And what brought you to Sarasota to be an artist in residence?
So I was connected to the foundation through Kelly Maldonado, who is the executive director of lifelong learning and education at the foundation. And she invited me to come down here, not only to speak about accessibility and the arts and disability, but also just to play beautiful music.
Wonderful. And Leigh, you'll be performing, and you have some awards under your belt as well. Tell us your pursuit of music, how you got into it, and if what you were born without meant that you couldn't be with, if that makes sense.
Well, when I started out, I was just about 3 years old, trying to climb up on a piano bench to play this instrument. But I was told that I may not be able to pursue music because I needed to have 10 fingers, and I only had 8, or have 8. And I think it was my rebellious spirit that drove me to pursue music for the rest of my life up until today. So.
You said something very interesting prior to the interview,
Sure.
because I'd asked you guys, do you view those as limitations? And you said...
Yes, I would say that that's a very conventional view of disability, and I think as someone born with a disability, it's more so very natural to me to do everyday life, to navigate the instrument, because I have never known another way.
So it's not something you lost later, it's something you're just used to. It just is for you.
Yes, quite natural.
And I have to say, I like what you're going to be performing Sunday. So let's talk a little bit about what you're about to perform and what people can hope to hear when they come to visit on Sunday.
So we have a wide and varied program that is hopefully fun for the entire family. And we'll be doing a few compositions by folks who also have disabilities themselves. The most famous in music history, of course, being Beethoven. So we'll be playing a violin sonata for the audiences. But also the very amazing thing is we're going to be collaborating with high school students from the Haven. And the Haven is a school that works with kids who have various types of disabilities, and we've been making music together, so we're so excited to play Fly Me to the Moon as a capper to the entire experience.
That is so awesome. Whenever I do the boat parade, the Haven's always there because they're part of the fundraiser, and we have some people from the Haven who watch, so that's going to be really cool. So what I'll do is I'm going to step out here. Well, I'll still be here, but we're just going to focus on them. They're going to perform a little bit of what you can hear at Common Ground at the Bay on Sunday. Take it away whenever you're ready. I love it, though. Love it. I can't wait to hear the whole performance Sunday. Thank you so much for sharing that. Side note, can't wait to share with my dad this video because he's a huge classical buff. So he's going to be just riveted just by the 2 minutes looping it over and over. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And folks, if you would like to be a part of this and hear a full performance, go to the Great Lawn at the Bay Sunday, January 29th. It's a free performance featuring artist in residence Adrian and Anantawan with pianist Leigh McAllister. Stay